to the Concept 1B. Now, if you thought that Wargaming has changed their mind on crates, well, no, they haven't. They want money. So, they're gonna sell this vehicle in crates, obviously, because that makes them the most money, because some people are gonna try to gamble. Obviously, buying crates is dumb, and I would never recommend doing that, and you absolutely should stay away from these crates, because essentially what you have to do to obtain this vehicle, it does have charms, but it is now 30, instead of previously 25, so they have upped the number of charms that you need, so inflation does exist. So, essentially what you do need is you need this bundle twice, and then you need this one and this one. So you end up at around 42,000 gold to obtain this tank. Now, while you're doing that, you get boosters and stuff like that, and you can also return some gold. However, you're never going to make up the 20,000 gold that you overspend to get this vehicle, and that's exactly why crates are so bad. Essentially, you pay more than what you get, because gambling, and given that you can't really count what you get, because obviously gambling is relatively obscure, some people don't understand how it works, and that's very sad. So, but what does work is the subscribe button and the like button, so hit it if you haven't already. And let's have a look at the Concept 1B, because obviously you should never gamble and never open crates. However, let's have a look at the vehicle if you do see someone in battle playing this thing and what to do against it. First of all, have a look at the statistics of this vehicle, and as you can already see, 2,800 DPM is somewhere in the middle of tier 10 heavy tanks. This is on the higher side compared to the bad ones, like E100s IS in terms of DPM. IS7s, also the type, it is higher than that, but it is nowhere near a 113 or a 11.3, as some people call it. It's also nowhere near a Chieftain here. The penetration is 258, which is the same essentially along all the other tier 10 heavies as well. You won't notice a difference between 258 and 260, so to all intents and purposes they are the same. There are minor differences. 380 alpha damage is less than the average 400. Some do have 420, even 460 on something like an IS6 or a 640 or E100. So it is on the lower side here for tier 10 heavy tanks, but only by a bit. Then we have a aim time of 1.62 seconds, which is worse than that of an E5, and also worse than that of a Chieftain, but on average it does stand out to be relatively good, which is very nice. Now, dispersion, worse than the E5s and a object, but still relatively strong, and 10 degrees of gun depression do help. Movement dispersion is very good though, so that's something that you have to keep in mind. The movement snapshotting capability on this thing is very high. 10 degrees of gun depression, it's great, obviously. Same as the Chieftain. Now, so far, it looks like a less alpha damage, worse DPM Chieftain, and that's currently what it is before we look at the mobility, which is a tiny bit faster than something like a Chieftain, which is lacking behind a 113 or an object or even an E5. So, you don't have the greatest mobility, but it is in there. It's nothing abysmal, so that's very nice. Now, what does make this tank so overhyped? Well, there is one reason to that, and that it got his head bonked in. So that's the armor. Let's have a look at that. Now, as you can see, this guy got a very aggressive face hug and now is squished for life. And that means that you can't pen the front of the turret in any way. However, it is very flat down the sides, which means the second you turn it like this, you can start to pen it relatively quickly, because there's obviously no angle to the side of it, and the side is very long and very easy to pen. So if you are playing this vehicle, always keep the turret pointing at your enemy, your upper plate and your lower plate. A lower plate's obviously a weak spot on any tank. The upper plate can be penned relatively easily by a lot of vehicles if they use premium ammo, so you have to watch out for that as well. However, it does have some funky angles to it, and this plate up here should be avoided. You know, it shouldn't be shooting here. It's a very, very well-armored driver's hatch here. These sides, don't bother. If you see obscure angles like this that you think you can pen, the game won't allow you most of the time. So, side armor is pretty weak on the turret. Hull side armor is 90mm, so you can side scrape it a bit. Wouldn't recommend it though, again, because you do have this engine cover standing out, and also this plate being quite weak. So, side scraping is not going to work greatly if they know about this spot. They can pen straight here. So, overall, the armor is very strong in a hold down position. You can't pen it, which is true for some vehicles. Obviously, if this thing fell down, you can't do anything about it. However, if it's not, then it is very easy to pick it off. And this map is almost perfect for this vehicle, because if you play this map correctly, it is going to be absolutely dominant. Now, for that, you ideally want to have a team that actually knows what they're doing. That is pretty rare these days, unfortunately. However, let's see what we can do. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any other heavy tanks other than me. The other two are mainly an illusion. They don't exist. So, let's have a look here. The M60 is trying to cross. And now what I'm going to do here, this is the important part on this map. If you take this ridge here, I mean, you take control of it, then your chances of winning are going to skyrocket right up. So, let's have a look what we can do here. Obviously, in a position like this, I am absolutely impenetrable, which is good for me and very bad for the enemy. So, what I'll try to do here is I'm going to push forward a bit here, because obviously there's no one opposing me on this side. But I can shoot this M60 and get rid of him, so we can essentially offset the, well, lack of competent heavy tanks. Well, I'm not competent either, but I'm a different kind of incompetent. So, let's have a look at the TVP here. Obviously, 2,800 DPM is very good and very nice to have. But it's not a Chieftain type DPM. Obviously, the massive advantage it does have over the Chieftain is that its armor is more pointy. So, a Chieftain can be penned a lot easier through the turret, where this one really can't. So, let's have a look at the grill mainly as well. If he's not going to peek then. So I'm not running calibrated on this gun, so I'm not going to pen the 100 like that. Obviously, grill can pen me in pretty much anywhere except the front of the turret. That's the essential weakness of this vehicle, is everything except the front of the turret. But that is true for a lot of vehicles as well, so that's how it goes. No tank is perfect, and that's impossible to achieve. Not even a Smasher has gun depression, so, you know. Can I get that? No, I can't. Okay, the grill might come and peek there, but he's not going to. So now, we might miss out on some damage here. Ideally want to get the 100, but obviously if I peek like this, I can get shot, so try to be careful. And there we go. 2.6, that's fine-ish for my standard already. The average is going to be somewhere around 1,800, so if you're doing your tank's hit points in average damage, unless it's like a super heavy, you're already doing amazing. That's it. At that point, hey, have fun. Enjoy your life. So, roughly 3k. I'll take it. Because for just a random game like that, that ain't all too bad. Yeah, let's get into the second one here with the Concept 1B, and I do hope no one's going over there, because that is essentially the worst thing you can do in a heavy tank, or in a, especially a heavy tank with turret armor and gun depression, like a Yo. So, yeah. Anyway, let's have a look at the game situation here. They have two tank destroyers that are probably most likely going to camp in the back. Let's have a go at him here. Should be about enough. And he's dead very easily, very quickly, and very painfully. That's good for us. Okay. Gone. Right. Grill's over there. 4005 is here. That is assuming there is no one camping back there. But there is a bat chat sitting in the shadows. Okay. Now, I don't know whether this guy has the equipment or not, so I'll just shoot AP. Doesn't matter. I'm at this point. 6 TP. This is a pretty solid, easy win. That's a KPZ most likely camping in the back there. That's interesting. But, campers. You got that right, mate. You got that right. Okay, grill. Yep. You're looking at me, and the Yo is dead. He didn't even do damage. What the hell? That's your average city player, lads. So don't be like that. Okay, well, the grill's still looking at me from that angle, so I'm gonna have to be a bit careful here. Oh, never mind, grill's gone. Okay, that's good for me, because now I can push here, essentially. Might cost me a couple of hit points, might cost me my sanity. I mean, it's definitely gonna cost me my sanity, but I can push up here. They can't peek because there's people around, and I can have some fun with our backchat friend here. There we go. And now, 498. I want to use HE here, but it's not going to pen anywhere. Yeah, he can't shoot my cupola if he peeks like that, so... But you gotta hit me. It's like, you're like 20 meters away. What are you doing? Yo. That's a bit... Yikes. Anyway. Let me play. We're playing against ourselves here, for the most part. The only thing I'm trying to do here is trying to get myself died as fast as possible. I'm gonna probably get wrecked here. Let's see. I'm not gonna peek again, because it can be one shot by both of them, essentially, at this point. Here comes the grill, and here goes the grill into the realm of death. Okay. So look, can get a shot at this guy again, and that leaves us at 4k, which is, I think, solid result already. And if we can get another shot, that would obviously be very lovely, but I'm not going to get that most likely, but I might get the kill. There we go. That is beautiful. Alright, that's the concept 1B. It works great if it's hull down, otherwise it doesn't. So, if it were in the shop for, let's say, 20k gold, it could be a solid contender. However, it is now in the shop for 40,000 gold, so I wouldn't buy it at all.